Hey, welcome to Esoteric Oracles. Hey guys, thank you for coming back to my channel. This is part two of Pluto, my Pluto series. Okay, this one is going to be about Pluto, how it shows up in astrology and how it shows up in our birth chart. Okay, so as I said before, Pluto represents a lot of deep transformation, power dynamics, and intense changes in us, okay? It signifies the areas of life of personal struggles, deep desires, major life transformations, okay? It is a generational planet, okay? So it affects all of us. Um, it's areas of deep change that Pluto really affects, okay? It affects the houses that's we have. It'll affect the positions in the birth chart, indicating where the life areas where major transformation and the power struggles need to be changed. Okay, it's our shadow aspects. So you guys might have heard of cafe astrology. You can get your free birth chart there. All you need is your all your information when you were born, where you were born, and the time of birth. It'll show up everything, and if you look in your aspects, it also shows up in the aspects part. And so, what I'm gonna throw some cards out real quick. Okay, so Pluto will also show up. Pluto, is a connected to Scorpio, which is connected to the eighth house. All right, it's connected to the eighth house. Pluto in our birth chart will show up in our birth chart with the aspects. It can be either in the conjunction, the square, or the opposition. Okay, so either of these is going to show intense feelings, tense emotions, power dynamics, and struggles that we all have to deal with. And this is dealing with our birth chart. All right, so these are areas. The shadow aspects can show the darker aspects of the psyche and to be like very obsessive and controlling. A lot of destructive behaviors. The positive side, though, of it, it can work through positivity within, leading through personal growth, self discovery, and the ability to confront and overcome deep seated fears that we all have. Okay? Let me break out with my notes. Let's see. So what I have highlighted here of what I printed out. The people who have Pluto more prominent in their birth chart tend to be more controlling, intense, sensual, and deep. They can become loners. Um, these people can subject to change at any time, and depending where it's at in your chart, whether it's conjunct or square or opposition, whether it's connected to our personal planets, these people can aim for more of control in a certain area of life. So our personal planets, let me push these up. So our personal planets are the sun, the moon, Mercury, Mars, and Venus. So all these are our personal planets, and with these being our personal planets, it can affect us tremendously in all different type of ways. It just all depends on the degrees of it. It depends on if it's opposition or if it's square or if it's conjunct. Okay. Um, So, the dark side of Pluto, it also represents the ego of having control and forces of chaos, okay, which is in the world of darkness, the power that comes from the underworld. So, if you guys have heard of mythology of the undergod Hades, that's Pluto. Pluto and Hades is the same entity. So, it's the same energy. Okay, it's the same energy, and I know you guys heard of the story with Hades and Persephone, how she was drugged from the underworld. Okay, this is where it's all steeping from and where it's coming from. But once we understand it, we can control it, and we can transform that energy and make something positive out of it. Okay, it's a lot of aspects to it, but it can be transformed in positive ways for personal growth. But our personal growth, to get there for self discovery, we have to do our shadow work. Shadow work is very important. We have to acknowledge that we need transformation in those areas. Some of us do not want to change, okay, because we don't believe it. But once you get awakened and you understand and you actually see where you need to transform at, it can turn your life around tremendously. But you would have those namesayers and those toxic people that's still trying to drag you back down to the underworld. Okay? Let's see. Yeah, Pluto will show up with those close aspects. So if you don't know about it, you guys need to do some research and check out your own birth chart to see where your Pluto is conjunct, square, or opposition. If it's like sextile or if it's trine, then those are the easy flowing ones. But when it's conjunct, square, or opposition, it's going to be more intense and more dark. Okay, it has a lot of power struggles and deep rooted fears. All right, and for some of that, that is where we carry some of our mother wound and our father wound with Pluto. Okay, so I wanted to just come on and give you guys the second part to it of how it shows up in astrology. There's a lot more to it, so that's why I encourage everybody to do their own research, okay? And just to look up your birth chart and make sure that you just do uh, a lot of extensive research in your birth chart. Dig deep so you can find out what's going on. You know, even if you are dealing with somebody and you have all their information, you can dig their information up that way and find out more about it. Okay? I will be back tomorrow with a part 3 of Pluto series. All right? All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.